Hey Soul Tribe, Tracy here with Sweet Spot e-magazine. Thank you so very much for the likes, shares, views, subscribes, comments, the generous donations in all forms, everything. I appreciate it all. We're going to ring the bell. We're going to clear out the energy and we're going to see what the message the Spirit has for us. Somebody is gone into hiding and they are hoping and praying for a miracle. A miracle that their secret, their lies are not discovered. Like praying that somebody just doesn't say something. This person, they said certain things, they made certain choices, decisions, and now they're feeling stuck, like they're feeling the ramifications of their own actions. But some information about you was coming out, about how creative you are, and about how you were always destined to succeed. Hey, sis. Hey, Monty. Hey, Malcolm. Hey, Ayana. We'll start with this one. Bottom of the deck. Something to do with somebody's integrity. They weren't telling the truth. And now somebody is starting to have some clarity about somebody's integrity. You know, it's starting to look like you're the one with the integrity. You were the one who always had this inspiration. Like I said, you were always destined to be somebody, to do something great. Now somebody is starting to get an idea. First things was kind of dark and cloudy, but now they're starting to get an idea about what was truly going on. Hey, more Ariel, how are you? It's like this person, it's like somebody wanted you to stop. They didn't want you to keep going. They didn't want you to say something, you know, you and your big ass mouth. They wanted you just to be quiet, just to go away, just to allow them to live in their fantasy so that they could spin this great big old web of lies about you, about how hard that you made it for them. All of that, you know, the shit. Hey, J. Mike. But somehow you just keep going. Just like you're just in that cosmic flow and you're not trying to bust nobody out. You ain't trying to put them on Front Street, but you are speaking your piece. You're speaking your truth. And this is what's causing somebody to have these difficulties. Like I said, it's every time you do something, every time something comes out your mouth, every step that you make, every step that you take, it's giving somebody another closer look. And it's making them curious, you know? It's making them curious as to the type of person that you are. And you've always been that type of person that was not afraid to take a leap of faith. Like you wasn't trying to prove nothing to nobody. You was just trying to prove it to yourself that you could do it. Like I said, somebody, they wanted you to just shut the hell up. They didn't want you to do no more. But see, certain things is starting to come back on somebody. People are it's like their actions or their words are starting to mirror what their actions truly were. It's like they was looking in the mirror and they was talking about you, but they was really talking to themselves. You know, it's like I said, People always felt like you had a plan for success. You was always going to be successful. You like you had made a promise with your future self that one day, one of these days, and this happens to be that day. Confirmation if you heard that horn. You were always creative. Like you could literally pull a rabbit out of a baseball hat. You ain't need no magician hat. You could pull a baseball out of a Kango hat, a baseball hat, a football helmet, somebody's toupee. You was just always creative like that. And then on top of that, you was always grateful for everything. I think this is what makes you so successful in everything. You know, that and the fact that you always knew that you were enough. You know, somebody, they tried to put you down. They tried to discard you. They tried to push you to the side. They tried to ignore you. They tried to act like you was nothing. And that's the same person that's all in their feelings right now because, like I said, they're begging for a miracle that the truth doesn't actually reveal itself. Because people are starting to awaken to what's really going on or what really transpired. Their eyes are opening and they're starting to see things a lot clearer. And they're starting to realize, you know what? I'm thinking that collective wasn't ever the problem. You know, they're looking at this other person and they're asking this person about something and this person's talking about, you know, they're asking this person, you know, what you gave them, you know, did you do this for them, did you do that for them, and they're talking about all these things that they received from you. But one thing that they're noticing is that person never talked about what they actually gave to you. So now this picture is being painted and it's just about hope. They feel like it's time for somebody to grow up because all they do is play and they're not using any pearls of wisdom. It's time for someone to grow up. You know, it's time for them to take responsibility for what they have been doing. Because I feel like this person, the only reason that they're praying for a miracle that their lies don't come out is because they're getting caught lying. You know, somebody has been listening to, not to the words of what someone has been saying. They've been listening to the whisper from God, confirmation. And this is what's making things transform. This is why everything is transforming. Because they stopped listening to what somebody had to say and they started looking at their actions. They started looking at your actions too. And between you and this other person, they see that you were on your journey. They see that you're connected. So now it's that time. It's that season. It's that season for someone else to grow up, but it's also the season for you to reap in your abundance. You know, you are aligned. You have, you know, aligned with your highest self. So it's only natural for this abundance to flow to you. And the way that it's flowing to you is by the way of money. See, somebody this person is looking at this other person, the one that needed to grow up, and they're noticing there's a lot of unresolved issues with this person, and they still have a lot of growing to do. This is why they're trying if they need to go in and do some deep introspection, because there's a lot that they need to release. This person understands now why you set up such strong boundaries. And like I said, the more they listen to someone else, the more they're around this person, the more their intuition grows that this person is not being their true self. And that's only because this person doesn't have the courage yet to be their true self. It's almost like as if by magic, what was not known is going to be known. All of a sudden, change is taking place. You know, just like with nature. One day you look at something and it just looks like it's dirt, and then you glance at it a few days later and you see that there's a little bud coming up, and you glance at it another few days, and next thing you know, it's a whole flower. Change is happening naturally. I feel like in the present moment is whenever the change is really happening. Hey, Warrior CC. Hey, Nancy. Because you know what? This person, now it's like information is coming out, and this person is realizing that you always followed your bliss. You weren't the type of person that someone said you were. They painted you out to be lazy, a bum, didn't want to do nothing, didn't want to go nowhere. All you did was sit at home and drink. All you did was sit at home and smoke. All you did was just sit at home. But see, this person forgot to talk about the fact that you get up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And the fact that you know, from the moment that your feet hit the floor, you say your prayers, you get yourself together, you know, you walk your dog, you fix your breakfast, you know, you work some, you get off work, and then on your lunch break, you go run some errands, and then you come back, you finish working, and then you cook your dinner, you eat, you do your laundry, you do your dishes, and then by 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, you're tired and you get ready to go to bed. So of course, to a lazy person, it looked like you not doing nothing, like you lazy, because that person, they sleep in until 8 o'clock. They don't really get themselves together until 10, and they staying up till 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock. And they're like, damn, they sleep already. But see, you've already been up for several hours doing your thing. And somebody, it's like they forgot to say that part. Hey, K Hypsee. Hey, Yolanda. Yeah, the truth is starting to unfold, unravel. And this is what somebody's afraid of. You know, somebody else is also afraid of, they was also afraid of, you know, connecting with spirit. And the reason they were afraid of connecting with spirit is because, you know, they knew that if they connected with spirit, number one, they have to stop lying, because spirit ain't gonna bless no mess. And number two, they were too closed off. Their chakras were still closed. So it's like someone is starting to understand that someone needs to really find their sacred space, and they really need to be open. But it's a process. Somebody's going to have to go through a process, and they're going to have to let go of their limiting beliefs. And these are the same limiting beliefs of why they made the decisions about you that they made. Because now that somebody is starting to get a clue as to what's really happening, how you really are, they see that you are a beacon, not just a beacon of hope, not just a beacon in the sky for everyone to look up to, but you are a beacon as the type of person that people can aspire to be. Not just like you, but to have some of those same characteristics: honesty, integrity, empathy, compassion, those leadership skills, the things that other people want to have, but they don't quite have. What's the message, Spirit? What you say, the city of Detroit? Yeah, see, somebody is starting to awaken to the fact that maybe somebody didn't give you what you deserve to receive, as in the way of attention, as in the way of love. Hey, Queen Memoirs. Like somebody was too afraid to take a leap with you. Or was it that they was too lazy? Like they didn't want to work on themselves while you were working on yourself. It's so much easier to blame somebody else for your shortcomings than it is for you to take responsibility of why you're not where you want to be. Because this person did not keep going. They stopped. And they were waiting on somebody to give them what they thought they deserved. Like I said, this person is not true to themselves. They're not being their authentic self. And that's affecting their abundance. That's why they're not receiving any abundance. Because they're not really them. This person feels like they are everything that they needed to be. But the thing that they're not realizing is they haven't grown up yet. And so that's why this person keeps blaming you for them not meeting the mark. It's not your fault. They just needed to be open like you were. And you still are. You're open and you have courage. That anything can happen. God creates things out of nothing. God is the one that does the miracles. Just like this person is asking and begging and hoping and pleading for a miracle, that you just shut the hell up and don't let somebody know what the hell they haven't been doing, how they haven't really grown up, how they haven't really matured, how they're too lazy to find themselves, how they're too scared to be themselves. But see, you had the courage to tap into your highest self. And that makes a big difference. That makes a big difference. Somebody just thought that all they got to do is look the part. No, baby. You can't just look the part and think that everything is going to flow to you. You actually have to be the part if you want true abundance. And this person thought that money, like money made them. No. If you want true abundance, you're going to have to get out there and work. There is no rest for the weary. What's the message, Spirit? Yeah, somebody's afraid of the unknown. They're afraid of what's on the other side. They're afraid of going through the door because they feel like if they go through that door and that door slams behind them, then they can never go back. Well, guess what? You don't need to go back. You always need to go forward because there's nothing back there except the past. So you're always going to have to step into the future. You're always going to have to push yourself further because the more you push yourself, the more you're going to realize everything that you can do, everything that you can be, everything that you can have. And guess what? If you make a mistake, that's okay because you've already been there, so you know how to get it back. Somebody's afraid to try and just do it. They need that sacred space. They need to have that time whenever they pray, that they connect with the Most High, because that's the only way that they are going to experience growth. They want a miracle? It's a process. Trust the process, just like they say. Trust the process. Wisdom is following your intuition. That's wise because your body, your spirit mind, spirit guide, your third eye is telling you the way to go. Now, you know what's foolishness? Is listening to what everybody else got to say. But you listen to yourself. You going by what your intuition tells you, that's wise. That's being in the cosmic flow. Someone's trying to figure out why they keep going into these difficulties, why they keep hitting their head against the wall, because they're doing exactly what somebody else told them to do. They following it to a T. They going exact. Somebody said do this and do that, and they hitting this obstacle and that obstacle, and that's the reason why. Because you're not listening to yourself, you're listening to somebody else. It's like, aren't you ever curious as to what could possibly happen if you actually take a leap of faith? I am. Collective is. That's how we got here. Taking a leap of faith. Not listening to what somebody else told us to do. Because guess what? Nobody else lived our life ever. They've been living their own life. So they know what to do for them. And we know what to do for us. And if we feel like we have to ask somebody, if we have to ask for some direction, if we have to listen to somebody, ask God. And what does God say to do? Do that. But it's time for somebody to transform. It's time for them to take their own journey. Go through the door. Go through that door. Everything is connected. All of us are connected. They're so worried about what somebody else is doing. What's the message? 4 of Wands. Worry about what's going on in your own 4 walls. You know? Somebody's afraid that, that there's, something that you're heading towards and they can't stop you. It's like you have this stability about you. You have this presence about you that they can't stop. And they're more worried about it because it's the truth. Like I said, this person is upset because now somebody's going to find out the truth about why you set them free. They're depressed. They're sad. They're ashamed about it. Because you know why? They went around town lying about who you are. And they don't think that you know. But you know. You know this person better than they know themselves. This is the same person that, disregarded that they was part of your family. They didn't care about tearing you down. They didn't care about how you felt. They didn't care about how you looked. All they cared about was them. And this is what they don't want to come out. They don't want anyone to know about, this new beginning that you have. They don't want people to, wonder why, it's like they refuse to apologize. They refuse to, talk to you. They refuse. They did a whole lot of shit. And it's like they refuse to apologize to you. But you know what? You still got victory regardless. And they were just so worried about how they looked in front of other people. That's not victory. That's misery. Now, what this person is afraid of is that people are going to see you for who you are. Very balanced. An earth angel. Here to do what's good. Doing people right. And they're afraid that they're going to make judgment against them because of how they treated you. So now, like I said, somebody has gone into hiding out of shame. Hey, Kid-Son Warrior. Something about the way you love. It's like you calm people's inner beast. Just something about the way you are. I don't know if it's the way you speak. Maybe it's your touch. Maybe it's your smile. Maybe it's the words that you say that comfort them. But you've been known to make the biggest beast like putty in your hands. Somebody didn't appreciate that before, but they appreciate it now. They're really afraid that what you have to say or who people are going to actually see you is going to make them look bad. That's not what's going to make them look bad. The fact that they cut you out, the fact that they, try to take you, it's like they wanted to knock you off your soapbox or knock you down a peg, to purposely trip you up because they needed balance. The fact that, like I said, they was being two-faced. They was being nice in front of you, but they was being a dog behind your back. Hey, Alicia, how are you? Yeah, and like I said, this was your family. This is somebody that you were supposed to be able to count on because they could count on you. Now this person, they're experiencing the biggest downfall of their life. It's like they feel like their entire world is crumbling. And it's because it's time for them to grow up. This person is having an ego death. This person everything is crumbling around them because everything that they put out is coming back to them. And you know what? They feel like you're kind of doing some type of magic spell or something like that. You're not. You're just being your normal, loving self. You can't help it that you are magical all by yourself. You can't help it that you have that certain je ne sais quoi. See, really, what they're doing is they're trying to blame you for who they are. They're looking in the mirror and they're saying all the negative things about them, but they're trying to say your name. That mirror effect doesn't work. But it's the same person that's doing that's afraid to actually look at themselves in the mirror. It's the same person that's doing that's actually afraid to deal with themselves in the mirror or even look at themselves in the eyes in the mirror. This is the same person that told you that you need help. But when they really look in the mirror, they know it's them that needs help. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Hey, talk to Tia. How you doing, sweetie? What's the message, Spirit? Yeah. Their lies are being exposed. And they hate it. Their lies are being exposed. But that's not your fault. Because they had an option. They had a choice. They could either tell the truth and shame the devil, or they could lie and be on the side of the devil. And they chose to be on the side of the devil. Now they're seeing everything that they didn't see before, as in the ramifications of their own actions, also called consequences. Now they're starting to think ahead, and they're realizing that those lies come with for real consequences, and they never saw it before. That somebody was ultimately going to get closer to the truth. And then the fact of them getting closer to the truth, they realize, people are going to realize how much you love them. And then they're going to realize how much this person broke their own heart, not you. So it sounds good. It sounds real cool to say, well, collective, they did this and they did that, and then they walked away and they just left me high and dry. I'm so tired of collective leaving me high and dry. But they forgot to say how they was not loyal to you, how they lied on you, how they assassinated your character. They forgot to talk about how they made you the butt of all the jokes. They forgot to talk about how they tried to steal from you, how they shortchanged you, how they always gave you the short end of the stick. They forgot to say all of that, but yet they want to sit there and say how you walked away, how you broke their heart, how you this, how you that, but they're not talking about what they did, how they forgot to support you, how they never came to support you, how even if they knew about something, they still wasn't there, how whenever you needed them the most, they still wasn't there, but how whenever they needed you, you was always there. They forgot to talk about that. See, they don't want all their secrets to come out because they don't want to be judged. They don't want to be judged. They just want somebody to take what they say and go with that. Go with it so that they can look like, they are the star. We are the champion, my friend. Like they the champion. Somebody's not getting all the information. They just going from 3 to 6 to 10. Oh, there go the champion. But no, somebody's finding out this person need to grow the fuck up. This person was acting like a little child. And they don't want this person to find this out. They don't want this person to find out that they was lying on you. But it's coming. Because there are no shadows in the sun. Not at high noon. It's coming. They're finding out everything that happened in the past, everything that happened in the past was somebody else, and how somebody was saying all this stuff and putting all this confusion out there and making up all these stories and making it seem like you didn't know if they was coming, if they was going. Are you my friend? Are you my enemy? What's going on? What I just don't understand. But the truth is coming out. They don't want you to get justice. They don't want somebody to come to you to offer you some stability, to tell you that, they don't want this for you. They felt like whatever they was doing, the lies that they was telling, they just wanted that to work and for you just to go on away so that they can continue to keep the smoke going, keep the fuss and the chaos going so that you don't know what the hell is going on, as if this person was just, king ding-a-ling or whatever. But see, things wasn't adding up. And now this person has been caught. And they just don't want everybody else to know that they've been caught. They don't want nobody to know that they've been caught, because then people are going to ask them, no, we don't want your kind over here. We don't do liars. They don't want nobody to know who they worked with, the devil. They don't want nobody to know that they was easily bought. And they don't want anybody to know that they are at the end of their road and they're receiving karma. Because whatever they put out there, that good game that they thought that they was, that good, they thought they was on the hate train, that train stopped and everybody had to get off. Now it's time to pay the piper. Somebody's acting like they're trying to deny that their whole world is crumbling, but you can't deny it. People are like, well, what is that that just fell? Oh, nothing. Okay, well, what about that just fell? I don't hear nothing. You don't hear this shit? It's like kaboom. You don't hear that? They're like, no, just ignore that. Oh, look at these squirrels over here. Turn around, look at those squirrels. Look at that squirrel with the bushy tail. Huh. Hey, Empress Crystal Clear. How are you, sweetie? Hey, Jerome. It's like they hoping that somebody can't see through them, can't see what they was doing, can't see all the bullshit that they was causing you. They don't want that other shoe to drop. They don't want to look like the fool. They don't want to look like the one that has the mental issues because they said it was you. They said that, you weren't wrapped too tight. That you had a life that was wild and uncontrolled. You don't hear nothing, sis. And then the fact that somebody's checking into something. They're doing some research. They're doing some homework on what type of family life that you actually provided, or what type of family life that you actually had, and why you actually ghosted somebody that you cared for very much, why you actually left. And they're finding out because of this third party situation. They're finding out because of all this shit that's been going on for such a long time. Hey, Addie. They're finding out that this person wasn't a family to you, even though you was trying to be a family member to them. They're finding out how it could be your family that was actually trying to do you wrong. And that's why you had to let them all go. This is why things came to a sudden stop and halt. This is why someone is receiving karma. They're finding out that somebody was a warlock to you and they didn't even stand up for you. They didn't try and protect you. In fact, they was getting in on the shit. That's what they're finding out. And they're also finding out that throughout it all, you end up being victorious, and now everybody else is receiving judgment. That's what they're finding out. That's what they're finding out. It's not like what that person said. Like I said, that person don't want to look like a fool for working with these other people and being so easily bought. Like it was like, like somebody, like they was easily bought, they was bribed. I'll give you this I'll give this to you, but you got to do this. And they were so greedy, like, oh, okay, well, okay, I'll take it. Okay, I'll take that because I sure do want that vacuum cleaner. I sure do want them dishes. I sure do want that old ass beat up motherfucking car that's only going to run for 2 weeks, but I'm going to do it. Now they trying to hold back. They trying to hide out. They don't want to be seen because they don't want the truth to come out. They don't want somebody to start discerning shit, and they don't want people to see you as the true shining star that you are. They don't want people to know how much strength you had to get through this shit from way long time ago. Hey, Trevion, how are you, sweetie? Hey, Mac and Dave, to you. See, it means something, especially if you had a family that was all they was doing was hell bent on trying to take you down. It means something. What's the message, Spirit? It means something. What's the message, Spirit? Thank you. Yeah, and this person have nerve to act like they are ashamed now. Now they ashamed that somebody else know about something, about somebody else that was in the middle or causing havoc. Now somebody act like they ashamed to find out that somebody didn't have enough strength to tell somebody else, you need to leave collective alone. Fuck you. Go on, get the hell out of here or whatever. But they was talking all big shit about you, not just a little bit either. They was talking the big shit. Oh, collective this and collective that. All collect. Hey, you got a bottle? I'm gonna show you. Hey, give me that whiskey bottle. Now you don't have to take the top off. Who was this? Collective. Hey, who was this? Hey, brother, you got a dime? You want a good time? That's collective. See, you was the laughing stock. You was the one that they threw all them fucking swords in your back. You was the one that they talked about. And the only thing is, you just didn't know this was being said about you. Because had you known this shit was being said about you, you would have shut that shit down long time ago. They upset because they receiving judgment for being your hidden enemy. And they were supposed to have been with you, not against you. That's why they're receiving judgment. What's the message, Spirit? And they want you to be quiet. They don't want you to say nothing. They want you to act like, shh. Oh, I shouldn't say that because I don't want them to look bad. But it's okay for you to look like you some type of deranged, fucked up in the brain, addicted, 304. You the whole reason why they came up with the area code 304. You know what I'm saying? It's okay for you to look like that, but they so worried about how they look. Well, if they were so fucking worried about how they look, they should have paid attention to the shit that they was saying about you. But who was it that said if you ain't got shit nice to say, don't say a motherfucking thing or something to them? Maybe not them exact words, but something to that. See, somebody didn't even want to give you the strength for surviving this shit for so fucking long. And like I said, you went through a hell of a lot. And they know it. They know you went through a hell of a lot. You could have went through a hell of a lot and had to go through and go through and go through and grow through a hell of a lot since you was just a child. And they know this. They know this. They know that there was this witch here that was sitting here trying to wreak havoc on you forever. But yet they so worried about how they look. Are you? And they so worried, and they want you to be quiet. They don't want you to say nothing. Don't say nothing. Oh my God. I hope the collector don't say this. Because if collectors say this, then somebody gonna know that I'm a liar. Somebody gonna know that I'm lazy. Somebody gonna know that I'm a coward. Somebody gonna know that I'm a simp. Somebody gonna know this. Somebody gonna know that. But it's okay for everybody to know and believe and think and talk about the worst shit about you, whether it's true or not, and they worrying about how they look. Karma don't lose no address. She know exactly where they're at. So they can run, they can hide, they can climb into the deepest hole, they can climb on the tallest tree, they can go into the deepest cave, they can go wherever they want. And whenever they finally get there, finally get to the bottom, finally get to the top, finally get in the furthest point in that cave, they're going to see somebody strike a match, and it's going to be karma like, you just now getting here? I've been here waiting for you forever. Damn, your ass is slow. Hey, Michelle, how are you? See, people, they think it's so cute. It's so funny. Hey, Straight Cheese. To have somebody else the butt of the joke until they the butt of the joke. Until it's their asses hanging out. Until it's, they're the ones that's dragging the toilet paper on the bottom of their shoe. Then the shit ain't funny no more. Till they fall down the steps. Boom, to the boom, to the boom, to the boom, to the boom, and do an ant bunny. Oh Lord, I'm halfway down. Boom, 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 boom. Oh Lord, my back. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, boom, 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 boom. Ah, boom, boom, boom. I'm at the bottom. And everybody calling them Aunt Bunny. Oh, then it's not funny anymore. Then it's hurtful. Then it's y'all need to stop. Y'all need to go. Then it's y'all need to grow up. But until collective is just the butt of the joke, everybody can stay young, dumb, and full of cum as much as they want. Bottom of the deck. They trying to hide. They trying to stay out of Dodge. They don't want nobody to see them. Cause and they like I said, they broke their own fucking heart. They trying to cover up that they not really broken hearted, you know, and somebody don't want to act like they all up in their emotions, you know. Somebody ain't got shit to say now. They ain't got shit to say, especially the truth is coming out and how they was easily bought. They don't want us, and why the fuck they was even left in the first damn place, and when that truth come out, why your ass got left? It's because somebody couldn't get right. That's why they're getting justice. That's why karma is kicking their ass. And everything that they wanted for you to end, that's what they are getting. All them dreams, all that shit that they thought was theirs, that shit is ending. They're going to find themselves alone. They're going to find themselves alone, and they're going to find themselves stuck in some type of cycle. Just like they wanted you to be in that cycle. You know? Just like they wanted you to be stuck in that cycle. But the difference between you and them is when you left, you closed that door behind you. And now somebody is starting to do their research, and they're starting to see somebody was on straight up demon time. They was acting like a devil towards you. And the whole time, like I said, you was always destined to be a star. And this person didn't want it to happen. This person was like your biggest hater. Now somebody's thinking that maybe they should come towards you. They should try and smooth things out, you know. They should try and see if y'all can forget the past, you know. Yeah, it was just, it was all a misunderstanding. But they are so depressed. As they should be. Because it wasn't a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding was, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean to hurt you. That's a misunderstanding. But to do it over and over and over, and it get worse and worse and worse, and you tell more people and more people and more people, and you act uglier and uglier and uglier, and you treat somebody more ignorant and more ignorant and more ignorant, and you act more demonic, more demonic. That is not a misunderstanding. That's somebody showing the true nature of them. Somebody's been caught. They've been caught bad-mouthing you. They've been caught saying the worst shit about you. And the whole time, you was working. You was creating. You was in the lab with your pen and your pad, coming up with rhymes, doing this, doing that. Doing whatever you could do, creating shit, thinking of new ways to make money, new ways to do this. You was talking to people, you was doing this, you was doing that. But the thing is, you was doing it honest. You ain't never sat there and felt like you needed to tell somebody some bullshit ass lie just so that you could feel like you was getting ahead. Everything that you got, it's because you used your logic. You ain't use your booty. You ain't feel like you needed to suck on nothing. You didn't feel like you had to do a 5-finger discount for shit. Whatever you got using your brain. You know? And then somebody acting like somebody didn't realize that the truth was going to come out as to why you left. The truth is out why you left. Everybody know why you left. Hey, Elizabeth. Ain't nobody sitting here acting like they confused as to why you left. Everybody know the truth of who was your hidden enemy. And they was shocked. They was like, damn, I can't believe, oh boy, was her, damn. I can't believe a girl was a hidden enemy like that. Damn. Damn. Like they say, if you want somebody to say some nice shit about you, you should have said some nice shit about them. You should have been a little bit kinder. You should have been minding your own motherfucking P's and Q's. You know? Instead of sitting here trying to make yourself look a certain way. Yeah, I'm telling you, somebody is upset because somebody looking at them like they a straight up clown motherfucking loser. A loser. Because here you was, a whole earth angel. Brightness, sun. They used to probably call you sunshine just as a nickname. You know, everybody would tell you, oh, you got such a sweet spirit. Oh, you know what? You brighten my day. Oh my gosh, you know what you told me? I don't know how you knew I was going through, but thank you. You just helped me so much. You know what? That was the best advice. You know what? Oh, thank you. I needed to hear something. This was you. It still is you. And somebody looking at somebody else like they are straight up lambda, lambda, lambda loser for losing you. They ain't have to buy you no big ass expensive gift. They ain't have to make it a plan to lift you up on a daily basis, you know, as far as lifting you up physically. They ain't have to take you out and spend all types of money. You wasn't what they call high you know, where somebody expects somebody else high maintenance. You wasn't high maintenance. You wasn't. All you wanted was some reciprocity. What I give to you, you give to me. What I do for you, you can do. They ain't got to be the same thing, but you make sure that you do for me. That's what families do. If you love somebody, you know, if somebody's giving into you, give into them. Somebody acted like you was just so high maintenance, like, oh, I gotta get her nails done, her toes done. She like to get her hair did every week. Then she wanna go to the damn mall, and then I gotta go to the jewelry store. If I forget a holiday, including if I forget Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, her birthday, you know, Valentine's Day, President's Day, Canadian Boxing Day, you know, Kwanzaa. If I forget any of them holidays, she and I don't get her something really expensive, you know, she gonna be fussing. I had to get her a new car every year. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. She want a bigger house. You know, we already live in a 15-bedroom house. She want a 27-bedroom house now. You know, it wasn't even like that. Somebody just making it seem like they had to go through so much when they really didn't give you shit. And they worried about their secret coming out. Ninja with a hard R, shut the fuck up and sit the fuck down. Please. Everybody know why somebody is in spiritual jail, why somebody feeling trapped, while somebody feeling like, oh, damn, I feel like I ain't got nowhere to move. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Everybody know why. Because you was acting like the biggest, baddest, stinkiest, ain't been cleaned in a week asshole. Somebody finding out more information about you, collective. And the more information they find out, they like on board. Yeah, I know why the Empress left. I know why the Empress said to kiss her ass as she was walking out the fucking door. I would say that shit too. Because you know what, buddy? You know what, sis? You was a fucking hidden enemy. You had the best thing you could. You had what everybody only hoped to have. You had what everybody prayed to have. And you had it and you squandered it because you was trying to look a certain way. Shit, now look at your ass. You don't look like shit without the Empress next to you. You look like a fucking fool without the Empress next to you. What's the message, Spirit? Yeah. Like they couldn't see that they was putting 10 swords in your back and choosing to be with this coven. Like they couldn't see that shit. Like they couldn't see that they was, assassinating your character because somebody else thought it was gonna be funny for them to say some shit about you that wasn't true, and they knew it wasn't true. Like it was gonna be just so. I'm okay because there's more of them than there is of you. Who gonna come? Who gonna believe you? Who gonna come save you? So if now that everything is turning around and everybody's starting to believe the high priestess, people is wondering why you didn't invest. Because people is peeping somebody else's game. And like I said, they're like, damn, you was better off when you was around the Empress. Confirmation. You was much better off when you was around the Empress. So why is it that the Empress said, kiss my motherfucking ass? Kiss it where the sun don't shine. Everybody's making their judgment call. It's because somebody wasn't strong enough. There was a coward. They was a coward. And they lied on you. Said the reason that you was single is because you was a 304. Don't nobody want that. Everybody wants you. But see, you can't be with everybody. Especially being an earth angel. You not only do you have to be very selective with who you even allow in your energy field, but you got to be even more selective with who you give the skins to or who you share that with. Because we all know that the devil is out there. We all know that some of Satan's best helpers look like, ooh, wee, Bruce Lee. That ain't us. They worried about what they was working on. Should be. Secret lovers. That's what we are. Trying so hard to hide the way we feel. Y'all know I can't sing. And you know I don't know the words. But somebody didn't want this some type of relationship to be known. That's what they was working on. Yep. They thought that that relationship was going to give them a great fortune. No, sir. No, ma'am. Because this mature man started getting the message, started really listening, started figuring shit out, and started thinking about confirmation. These secrets that was going on in this family, you know, especially when it come to this privileged lady and this child. Somebody started figuring some shit out. That's when somebody got this message of concern about what went on with this family, what went on. And this main male, like I said, they thought that they was going to be cool because they was hanging out with the community, feeling like there's more of them, but now somebody don't want to be judged, and they finding themselves a little caught up. I'm locked up. They know in the not too distant future, shit is about to change. Like they say, it's about to get real. You know, this whole relationship that somebody thought that they had in the bag, now somebody, they rethinking some shit. They like, because they know that shit just ain't worth it. They see that shit going downhill. Downhill. They see that shit ending. Because they feel like they don't want to be around no damn lies. Because they said, shit, if this is the path that somebody took to try and steal your gifts, or not even appreciate you and you was a whole gift, then what would they do for them? To them? With them? I feel like somebody's getting an official message. Could be from the police, could be from a company, could be from anything, you know, eviction notice, somebody getting a message, and they expecting that they're going to be out in the streets, and this person is upset because they expected to have this unexpected income, and they could have, but all they had to do was act like they was honorable, make a right decision, instead of trying so hard to take somebody down. They was working hard. They was getting down and dirty, thinking that they was going to win. But see, somebody got caught. Them two secret lovers. And they had to go to court. Whether that was a physical court, whether that was spiritual court. Hey, lies never stuck. But somebody had to go to court. They had to answer to something. And now they know, sure do hate it. They're about to lose everything. Somebody about to be sued. Now this wealthy man wants to travel. Whether they leaving or they coming to visit you. Somebody wants to travel. Hey, Demeter, how are you? I know, long time no see. But I feel like they want to travel towards you to tell you how somebody been trying to take from you. You know, somebody thought that if they partnered up with the right person, they was going to get this sudden wealth. And now this other person that they partnered up with, they in their thoughts. Sure do hate that. Sure do hate it when shit go like that. When shit just turn out right. And see, I sure do hate it when people take all these fucking shortcuts only to find out that they should have just went the right way. They should have took the long road as opposed to trying to take the shortcut. They should have been treating you right as opposed to trying to treat you wrong. That they should have been acting like they had a head on their shoulders instead of they was using their ass to think with. Sure do hate when it work out like that. Oh well, what's the message, Spirit? Oh well, what's the message? I don't know if it's family members sleeping together, or if it's somebody that's on the outside that was sleeping together. It could be family members sleeping together. I don't know. Ugh, ugh, ugh. There ain't nobody in my family. No, no. But something with this community or this family, you know. And a lot of them could be facing to have to go to court. Could be getting served papers to go to court because they could be having to, libel and slander. You sitting here, character assassinating somebody, them that being the butt of all jokes and everything. Oh yeah, that's against the law. You especially if this person can prove that when you stop certain things from being able to happen, opportunities and messed up relationships and stuff. Oh yeah, you could take them to court, sue their asses. That's libel and that's slander. You hurt their reputation. You know, especially if people was like giving you the cold shoulder. You like, damn, well, what did I do to them? Yeah, because see, somebody expected them just to be able to have this relationship, and you just go on about your business, and they'd never hear from you again, never speak to you again. And as long as you dropped off the face of the fucking earth, then everything will be good. But see, they didn't realize that God said, not that fast. You got some splaining to do, Lucy. You got some splaining to do. Yeah, somebody, they wanted you to be wanted this shit to be over. This shit ain't over at all. I feel like this shit is just now getting started. It's just now getting good. Because this mature man is starting to realize some people been working together. These secret lovers. And now these lovers is all in their thoughts about what's going to happen next. That's what they don't want. They don't want the other shoe to drop. One shoe is out there. They don't want the other shoe to drop. Well, they thought that they sell it like they say. They celebrated a little too soon. Sure do hate that. Don't you? Damn. At least you should have waited until they closed the coffin, until they lowered it in the ground, and then don't do it before the third day, because like Jesus rose from the grave the third day. Wait until the 8th day. That will be a good day to celebrate. Yep. This old relationship, they finding out these two motherfuckers work together, and they getting it. They are going to be suffering because these two thought they was getting ready to get something. They are. They about to get served with some papers so that you get something, because you about to get this sudden wealth, baby. Yep. This mature woman, like I said, she expected that as long as she could do this, have this courtship, it was going to be this secret lover thing. Ain't nobody going to know about that. And then the pathway was going to be clear until something happened that messed up the entire plan. Oh well. Oh well. Yeah. I'm telling you, they celebrated too soon. They counted 52 eggs and did none of them hatch. They counted their chickens before they hatched. Somebody feeling sicker than a dog. Especially whenever this information came out, somebody got this message. You know, how you been a gift to somebody? How you was actually rock solid with somebody? And now this person is in despair. Damn. They're sad. Their stomach is hurting. They so sad because of this shit that they worked on. And how shit ain't working out, especially with this person. Damn it. Damn it. They thought the shit was over. God said, no. God said shit ain't over until I say it's over. And I ain't say it's over. I said, I'm going to let y'all think it's over. I'm going to let y'all kick your shoes off, get comfortable, feel like you snuggling underneath the blanket. And then I'm getting ready to not only yank that blanket, but I'm going to yank the bed underneath you too. So you're going to be like, I'm suspended in air. Boom. And then hit the ground. What's the message, Spirit? Sure do hate when that happens. Sure do hate when that happens. Ooh, somebody got these bottled up emotions. They trying not to act like they, are about to cry. But see, their actions are catching up to them. Only because these motherfuckers is guilty as a motherfucker. They was treating you like a motherfucking scapegoat. Only to find out what? The scapegoat turns into the greatest of all times, baby. Somebody should have read between the lines. Okay? Because it is a moment of truth. The truth. The truth is on fire. Yes. There's some blind justice being had right now. Okay? Because you broke a cycle of misery. And these motherfuckers is stuck in that cycle. You broke your cycle of misery when you said, I'm out, bitches. Sweet Spot gang sign. 2 of these and 1 of these, motherfucker. That's when you broke that cycle of misery. Now they're stuck in it. And and their magic got lost on their tribe. That's what your ass get with your attached black entity. See, they went to a reader, got a reading, and the motherfucker was wrong. All they did was take that damn money. Dogs. Yep. One of your ancestors is here protecting you. Yep. Somebody is protecting you. You just didn't know it. What's the message, Spirit? And this shit gonna be on the news. Watch 2, 4, 5, 6, 9, 11, 15, 17, 30, 45, 64, 78, all the cable channels, and it's going to be on certain YouTube channels. Oh, and TikTok, Instagram, and X. It's going all that. Watch the news. It's going to be on the news. Right, exactly. Clutching somebody's pearl. Right. Yep. Uh-oh. Sure do hate when that happened. That boomerang coming back on you. Sure do hate when that happened. Not really. Just saying it because I'm telling you, somebody's under investigation and they checking shit out. They looking at the smallest little thing. You see that? They noticing the smallest little thing. They under investigation because see, You had asked God to change you way back. This is why you are being seen as legendary. Okay, like I said, this is a family thing going on. Okay. Okay. What's the message, Spirit? Whole time, you was the prize. And they talking about you. Excuse me. I know you didn't. I know you didn't. Now they can't help but watch you. I know. I know. I know. See, they lost it all because they refused to change. They thought that you was alone. No, I'm separated. Separated, but never alone. See, somebody needed to humble themselves, but they didn't. They wanted to keep you stuck, but you couldn't. And we know we the strongest because we done already went through hell. We was raised in hell. When we left, then we went to heaven on earth. We was raised in hell. We was in hell for so long with them motherfuckers that we called quote unquote family. There was no other place for us to go except to straight up to ascending to heaven on earth. Okay? We feel like a free spirit, and if it wasn't but God that did it, hello. Don't hate us because we beautiful. Don't hate us because we beautiful. Okay. We are stable. And they mad. They mad. They having nightmares right now. Guess what? We don't care. We don't give a damn. Like they say, if you don't give a damn, we don't give a fuck. If you don't give a damn, we don't give a fuck. Especially because now that they understand that they are fallen angels. Boom. Let them sleep with that. Fallen fucking angels. And they worrying about how somebody see him. They see him how they see him. Oh, you's a fool. You's a whole fallen angel. And you still free falling. Still free falling. Knucklehead. And y'all know the only reason I said knucklehead is because I don't feel like cussing right now. Because you know I'll cuss a motherfucker out. Let's swing the pendulum. All right. What is the message, Spirit? Which way is the pendulum going to swing this evening? Which way is the pendulum going to swing? Ooh, it's doing a roundabout again. It is going round and round and round they go. Where it stops, nobody knows. Yep, it's going round. Anything else, Spirit? I feel like what it is this is everything is coming around in your favor. Yep. Everything that somebody thought that they was hiding, that shit is coming right back around to them. Because this is definitely going around. Sure do hate it for them. Not really. Because they didn't hate it for us. And we don't wish bad on anybody. But we do wish karma. May you have the life that you deserve. Because that's what we want for ourselves. We want the life that we deserve too. The one he fumbled 85. I know that's right. I know that's right. All right, y'all. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you all. Oh, can I please get one more like to make it to 100 likes? Please, please, please. Can I please get one more like to make it to 100? I'd appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Thank you. I appreciate you all. I will see y'all in the morning. As you can tell, I already got my pajamas on. I was like, let me get comfortable. All right, y'all. I love you all. Have a great evening. Good night.